how do you ensure that women, marginalized communities, and vulnerable populations?
Women and children are part of the most, or they are not part of the most, they are the most affected group. We know that I will start from the background. Women are the most affected. Children, women, they are the most vulnerable. Let me put it that way to speak the language of the NGOs. Women and children are the most vulnerable because men can flee, men can fight, but women and children are just left bare. When there is crisis, they are the worst hit, they are the worst affected. When there is nutritional issues, they are the worst hit, they are the worst affected. Even in terms of health vulnerabilities, access to wash services, water, sanitation, and hygiene services, access to shelter, especially when you know that in a time like that, when there are extreme crises, people want to survive. So people might tend to want to enter into the survival mode. And that will entail that get what I can for myself, regardless of whoever is on the or whoever is ahead of me. Get what I can for myself, for my family, and you're on your own, please, God help you. But to the contrary, we found out that so many communities, as I mentioned before, are even the first responders to support. And then in so many places where you go, you see that the men are happy to sacrifice the opportunity. Like they prefer for the women to eat and the children to eat before they eat. Through human behavior, you see where people are willing to sacrifice, say, okay, my wife and children should eat. Don't worry about me. Even if they are the ones, like you can see the situation that happened in Gaza recently. Men were the ones chasing the trucks. Men were the ones taking the bullets to go get the food. And some of them will die. Some of them will reach home and die of exhaustion. But they make sure they brought the food home. So this is one beautiful thing that comes out of this kind of work. You experience this good side of human nature. But generally, coming back to the question now, in the humanitarian sector, there are principles that guide humanitarian actions. Not all of them are, although we have 4 core humanitarian principles: neutrality, independence, operational independence, and the likes. But when we come to women involvement and women empowerment, it stands out strong. You hear people talking about inclusion, you hear people talking about gender balancing, you hear people talking about equity, equality, you hear people talking about inclusive planning, you hear people talking about consultations, representation. This is all to make sure that at every point in program planning, program designing, assessment, implementation, and monitoring, that women are factored into the equation, because these are 50% of population. Most times they are 50%. If you exclude 50% from anything you are doing, you are already looking at it from one angle and not looking at the whole population. To involve women, there are specific vulnerability criteria that that qualify households to participate in humanitarian assistance. For example, you see humanitarian assistance when you are ranking household, you say household with elderly people, or household with sick people, or household with women, or household with children under the age of 5, or household with children under the age of 2, or pregnant and lactating women.